It was 3 a.m. when a sudden noise shattered the quiet. Out of nowhere, a German shepherd sprinted into a nursery and gently dragged a sleeping baby from her crib. Startled awake, her parents leapt from bed, panicked and confused, only to find their dog standing in the front yard, the baby safe in his jaws. What had driven this loyal family pet to such a shocking act? The truth would leave them forever changed. Sarah and Mark Peterson were loving parents to 8-month-old Emma. Their home was filled with warmth, baby giggles, bedtime routines, and quiet evenings spent curled up together. Alongside them was Max, their steadfast German shepherd. Max wasn't just a pet, he was family. Watchful, gentle, and protective, he'd been part of their lives long before Emma was born, and with her, he was endlessly patient, always nearby. That night was like any other. Sarah tucked Emma in with a lullaby, while Max settled beside the crib. Mark checked the doors, turned out the lights, and they all drifted into a quiet, peaceful sleep. But peace would not last. In the still of the early morning, Max stirred. His ears perked. Something wasn't right. A shift in the air, a faint, unfamiliar scent. He stood up, alert, pacing, whining softly. Then he scratched at the baby's door, a thing he had never done before. In their room, Sarah stirred. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. "Just Max being restless," Mark mumbled, half asleep. But Max didn't stop. He paced faster, whined louder, driven by something invisible but urgent. Unable to wait, he nosed open the door to Emma's room and crept inside. Sniffing, circling the crib, his instinct screamed, "Danger!" Without hesitation, Max carefully tugged at Emma's blanket, gently dragging her from the crib, making sure not to hurt her. Sarah blinked at the crackling baby monitor. "Something's wrong," she said, now wide awake. She shook Mark. "Max is in the baby's room." They bolted from bed and raced down the hallway. The door to the nursery stood ajar. What they saw made their hearts stop. The crib empty. Max dragging Emma's bundled body across the floor toward the door. "Max, stop!" Mark shouted. But Max didn't. His eyes burned with focus. His movements urgent yet controlled. Before they could reach him, Max had already pulled Emma into the hallway. He barked, sharply, beckoning them to follow. Confused, terrified, they chased after him. Through the hallway, into the living room, toward the front door. Then Mark froze. A strange, acrid smell hit him. Wait, smoke? He turned toward the kitchen, just in time to see orange light flickering behind the doorway. "Fire! Sarah, it's a fire!" he shouted. In a flash, everything made sense. Max wasn't panicking. He was protecting. He had sensed the fire before anyone else, before the smoke alarms, before the flames took hold. Mark grabbed Emma from the blanket. Sarah threw open the front door. Max bolted out first, then turned back, making sure they were behind him. The family stumbled onto the front lawn, the cold air biting at their skin, but they were alive. Emma whimpered softly, confused but unharmed. Sarah wrapped her arms around her. Mark held them both. And Max? He stood still, eyes locked on the house. His chest heaving, ears alert, body tense. Behind them, the fire had erupted, licking up kitchen walls, thick smoke pouring from the windows. Neighbors emerged, eyes wide. Someone called 911. Within minutes, fire trucks arrived, sirens wailing, lights flashing. Firefighters raced to contain the blaze. Thanks to Max, the house wasn't empty. No one was trapped. No lives were lost. The Petersons stood on the lawn, wrapped in shock and gratitude. Mark knelt beside Max, his voice choked. "You saved her." Sarah wrapped her arms around Max, tears in her eyes. "You saved all of us." As the flames were put out and smoke curled into the morning sky, Max remained by their side, exhausted but proud. Neighbors approached, one whispering in awe, "I saw your dog dragging the baby. I thought it was crazy until I saw the smoke." He knew. A firefighter gave Max a pat and a nod. Smart dog. But Max didn't need the praise. He hadn't acted on training or instinct alone. He acted out of love, out of loyalty, out of a bond that ran deeper than words. That night, a German shepherd became more than a pet. He became a guardian, a protector, a hero.